off, it all comes on, and then that's it. You don't
well, there's a blast from the past. Very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another edition of Something for the Weekend from Lynchy, broadcasting from Staines in Middlesex, right next to Heathrow Airport. About 6 miles away, I reckon, Heathrow. Less than that, but as crow flies. FT-301, hands up who remembers those. I just got this out of the box.
Yeah, I think they're okay. So there we go, back to you, G0ODS, M0K1. Yeah, okay then, Chris, yeah.
And I was trying to think how long ago it was since I last played with one of those. I think I sold mine in about 81, 82. They came out in the mid-late 70s and finished, I think, 79, 80. And from that, I do believe I went to an FT-107, an ivory coloured one, because you get ivory or grey. But matching tuner, the radio with the 100-watt amplifier on it. I couldn't afford the 100-watt one. I had the S, which was 10 watts, so it didn't have the FL110, I think was the name of the amp, bolted on the back. And a few weeks ago, in fact, I showed you that lunar amplifier that I had, that I realised was mine. That's what I used to use with the 10-watt version of this. Thank you, a big shout to the Ryota Radio Amateur Old Timers Association, who I've been supporting for many years. They very kindly sent me this with the world's favourite ham store, cleverly engraved on the top. And I think it looks rather nice on top of the wireless. Matching power supply for the FP-301. This has come in as faulty fines. It has got a few bits that I noticed that's wrong with it, and probably nothing that somebody with a soldering iron couldn't fix and a bit of twiddling. It is available for sale, and you can have the lot for 395 quid. The catch is you've got to come into the store. You're welcome to sit down and have a fiddle with it for a couple of hours and do what you like with it, but it's literally sold as seen, so we're selling it to you for parts. But I think you'll agree with the FC301, the tuner, and a nice 25 amp power supply with a speaker in it, and the rig itself. And remember, in these days, amateurs did used to fix their own kit. So you've got little poppers on this. And look at that. They don't make them like that anymore, do they? All these boards unplug, and used to, as a service engineer, we used to get plug-in boards for these extender cards. That, and that. This slides off, then these boards come out. And as a service engineer for Yaesu, all the engineers up and down the country in the various radio shops, and there were dozens of us, literally, they could service these with plug-in extender cards. I mean, look at all the gearing in here, look. Isn't that superbly done? Really is, with anti-backlash gears, 2 gears set together, and the permeable tuning for the front end with all this. You know, it'd be so expensive to construct a receiver or transceiver like that. But I love the old 301, it's a good set. Performance was good. It certainly wasn't as good as a 101, but it was solid state, and you didn't have to fiddle about plate and loading, which was great. And these poppers are still in good condition, which is rare. Anyway, 395, no offers, there it is. Come and sit down, have a play with it, and if you like it, pay the money, take it away. But you're buying it for spares. Talking of Yaesu, because we all know Yaesu is my favourite. I love Kenwood and Icom, no question. We sell equal amounts, or more of one and more on the other. But the cashback ends on the 31st of January. So if you want to save up to £340 on your Yaesu, have a look at the Yaesu prices on our website and save yourself a few pounds. Faulty fines. When I was here last time, we didn't have our shelving finished. And it is all finished now. And as you can see, it's all brightly lit and all nicely laid out. This was absolutely stacked to the gunnels before our open day, or on our open day, because it was only finished the day before. Excuse me. Yes, I have got a cold. Thanks, Henry, and my grandkids and everything else that I got it from at the weekend. So 40 fines, again, like the 301. I've only dragged it off here just to plug it in and show you that actually works. IC-211E, 2 metre multi-mode, 50 quid. I mean, it's just mad. God knows whether it works, but these were like £500–600 in the late 70s. And I remember buying one of those from Bernie and Brenda. It was just so advanced. Icom really were the leaders in advanced design in those days. And an old FT-102, 3C6146s. Again, it's £100, take it away. There's a handbook, good luck. So I'm saying with that, they weren't the most reliable, even when they were new. So there's all our 40 finds, lots of FT-290s, 290 Mark 1, 290 Mark 2, and even an FT-480. You know, I love FT-480s. And also the IC-245E, which is most bizarre. This was a 2-meter FM rig, and then they shoved an SSB adapter on it. Yes, I had one of those, and I sold that to get the IC-211E. So it really is like looking back in time in this side. But isn't that nice? We've done a good job there. So thanks, Henry. That was his idea. New partnerships. Whilst we're over here, Geochron. What a clever system this is. When we looked at it 4, 5, 6 years ago, it was all right, but it wasn't good. They've added so many ham radio bolt-ons now, and guess why? The chap, the main guy, is a radio ham, and thanks very much to him for appointing us their distributor. I can't believe how many of those have gone out the door in the last 2 weeks. We've only had them about 3. We have got a few left, and we're doing them at £379. So if you want to do a bit of research on that, one of my guys will be doing a full in-depth video on that in the next 3-4 weeks. Tony mentioned last week, Vibroplex, and you got a few of their beautifully engineered keys. I think if I had one of those, being slightly OCD is an understatement, I'll be forever cleaning these because they're highly polished chrome. They've been going forever, but I'm not really going about those because Tony spent a long time, and also the bencher paddles as well. The only thing that's changed with bencher over the years, when I used to sell these at Amateur Radio Exchange, these are all screws with little nuts and bolts. They're now riveted, and providing they're riveting them properly, you shouldn't have to keep fiddling about tightening the screws up, which is what used to happen. So there it is. Momobeam, Italian manufacturer. These were introduced to me by Chris Danby, who was here on our open day 3 weeks ago, and he said, Martin, you've got to have a look at this. We've done this, and we got sent one of these, and it's going out for review in Radcom. Huge, great HF beam. Chris has got the space and the towers to put it on, and watch this space in Radcom because you'll see a review of the Momobeam. So thank you very much to them again for appointing us their distributor. Momobeams are on our website. Check it out. If you haven't figured out what to get yourself or someone to get you for Christmas, gift vouchers. We've been doing gift vouchers forever. And I remember this being designed by my artwork guy, good old Steve. Steve has been with me for 33 years. And has designed all the logos of Martin Lynch and Sons. Anyway, he laid that out for me years and years ago. So if you're a loved one earwigging on this show when it's going out, and you think, I don't know what to get my hubby, get him some gift vouchers. Available in £10, £25 upwards. You spend as much as you like. There's no time limit on them, unlike other companies. You can buy one of those and come back to me in 10 years and we'll still honour it. So MLS gift vouchers available on the web to order, and we can email them to you, so don't worry about them not arriving in the post. Sanjian, another great idea for a Christmas present. Oh, it's over here. Sorry, Henry, you've moved it. The Sanjians, the 909X2. If Sony were to make this style now, I think this is what they'd make. And being a bit of a Sony freak, because I love Sony stuff, actually partly annoying as well in certain areas, Sanjian really have got it right with this. I love the way it's built. It really feels good. Nice big clear display. A nice audio too, as you can hear. In fact, I'm very surprised I haven't got one of these at home, so there might be -1 of the stock before I go home tonight. and it's obviously going to keep its value far longer because it's got the ML&S sticker on it. So the little Sanjian at 199, under 200 quid, they're about 300 retail. We've been doing for 225. You get them for 199 at the moment. Opening hours. But I tell you what, we'll do opening hours at the end. Let's just have a quick gander at the second-hand list, because if I look to do opening hours now, you'll all have forgotten it. And whilst we're going back in time with the FT-301, we're going to go back several decades earlier. Who remembers the Codar 85, eh? Look at that. Tell you a funny little story. When I first started amateur radio, my Uncle Dixie had dropped off an R1155 receiver, and it was in my room. I came home from school, I was about 12, 13. My mum said, oh, your Uncle Dixie's been, and there's an R1155 receiver in your room, and it's from a Lancaster Bomber receiver. It's part of the T1154, and you know that. Anyway, I turned it on, wired it up, strung a bit of wire out the back, and I heard G3 KDL and G3 ZHB. And I can still remember that QSO to the day, even though it's 55 years ago. And there's this great big booming voice from Les Light, who was a member of the Harrow Club. He was in his 70s then. So needless to say, he'd hardly be around now. He was the most lovely of gentlemen you could ever imagine. Big, tall, skinny fellow, always used to wear a black Mac, and got himself a Honda 50 when he was in his late 70s, and turned up at my shop in Ealing. So I was complete amazement. And I said, Les, I've been listening to you, the first person I ever heard when I met him for the first time at the Harrow Radio Club. I said, what transmitter are you using? Because the quality is astounding. He said, I'm using a Codar 85, and I didn't know what one was. And quite a long time afterwards, it was that. How he made it sound like the BBC on AM, of course, that's AM on top band at 80, I've no idea. But we have one here, it's not for sale. I've got one at home with the power supply and the T28, a drifter-matic receiver, drifted up and down the band, it's a horrible thing. And I've got that, and one day I'll go on top band again and use it. But G3 KDL is up there. Good luck to you, Les, lovely man. And ZHB, Alan, is still wandering around somewhere and retired years ago. Every time he comes in here, he says, haven't you retired yet? I sort of have. Right, so yeah, Codar 85. Second-hand kit. Where do I start? My God, it goes on forever. FT-840s, great introduction radio to amateur radio. If you're just getting on the bands and thinking about a receiver, you can, but why don't you buy a transceiver for £379? You've got to buy a power supply. You can pick a power supply from us for 70, 80 quid, and you've got up to 100 watts on all the HF bands. So they really are. If I had that next to the 301, the old Yaesu that I was showing you earlier, you'd see how good those were. These did come out in the 90s, so they should be good, shouldn't they? In fact, we've got two of them. 379, 399. IC-7300. Don't really need to introduce that. Has been up for 925. Now 878. A benchmark, really. Icom again brought out an incredible piece of equipment. Not quite as popular now as it was when it first came out, but I'm astonished how many the lads get through of those every single month. Quite remarkable. FTDX10, Yaesu's version, I guess you could argue. Again, £60 off that at 1234. Somebody's having fun with the numbers. Has it been used? I suppose it has. It doesn't look it really, to be honest. Still got the screen protector on it, but there again, you can take it off and put it back on again. So it probably, I can't believe the guy used it like that. FT-991a at 1049. The good old FT-920 down below. Told you the story about that when I was wandering around the factory and saw that out of the corner of my eye. Kenwood, don't want to be left out, with the TS-590S at £849. The IC-910HX, for those that aren't particularly interested in HF but love 2, 70 and 23, then consider this in excellent condition for £1,044. Kenwood TS-2000, come on Kenwood, bring out a modern day version of this. Don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately, but what an incredible piece of kit with a 20-year lifespan. when these came out. Yes, it did come out in 2000, 869 quid. And that's a complete shack in the box, top band through to 77s. Down below, the FTDX5000D, where I had a queue of people at the HF convention years and years ago, waiting to pick up their shiny new wireless set. A lot of money they were when they were new, and we have a pristine one with a matching pan adapter that sits on top. That isn't particularly good, to be honest with you. What is great are these speakers. They really, the audio out of these ported speakers, copying Bose design, is really quite remarkable. IC-7610 at 2749. We've also got one at 2600. So if you're looking at investing in Icom's flagship now, because that is, we've got several of those available from stock. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I think really the best thing to do when you have your few days off from work, come down and see us. You get free tea, coffee, mince pies, and goodness knows what else. My guys would more than be happy to look after you. And there's tons of space in the showroom, as you can see. You don't bump into each other, even on our open day, with hundreds of people through the door on that day. In fact, they munched through 350 hamburgers. That gives you an idea of how many people there were, because it was a nice, dry, sunny day and people were outside. Lots more. Another 7610, FT-817 at 419. Another one at 474, a couple of quid off there. If you see something that you like and you think, oh, can't quite get into it, give Tony or one of the boys a ring, say, look, I'm nearly there, can you do something for me? If we can tweak the price for you, we'd much prefer to tweak the price and get it in your shack than it sit on my shelves. Because the minute it goes, there's a ton more second-hand gear upstairs that'll just come down and fill it. Talking of which, all our second-hand gear is tested before we sell it. I'll totally admit we don't catch every minor detail fault. I'm not going to stand here and say our guys are absolutely perfect, they never let anything go, but I can assure you if it does slip by, it's by accident, but we thoroughly check the kit, and that's why we offer a proper warranty when we sell it. And I'm looking for more engineers. We are still very, very busy. We've had an excellent 2023, thank goodness, so thank you, my lovely customers. It really has been superb, but I need at least one, if not two more bench engineers. So if you're out there looking at this and you live within 45 minutes, an hour maybe, a travelling time, come and see us. You can be as old as you like, as young as you like, as long as you know how to test and repair to component level. I've got some really experienced guys in my workshop, and they'll be very happy to train you and guide you through it. But just pop in and see us or give us a ring. So if you're a bench engineer or an engineer, or maybe you've been a lot senior and you want to come down a bit, you're semi-retired or fully retired even, you just fancy 1 day a week, 3 days a week, doesn't matter, or indeed full time, we need one or two more engineers to join our wonderful air-conditioned, beautifully appointed workshop upstairs on the top floor. I think that's it for now. A lot of us are actually off through illness. No, it's not COVID, you'll be pleased. It's just the cold, you know, snivelly cold. I wouldn't have been in here yesterday because I could barely talk. But I'm okay now. Here's looking forward to a very, very good 2024. And look after yourselves. Thank you for all your support, as always. And see you next year. Oh, opening hours. Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Well, there you go. I'll read it. Saturday the 23rd, 9 o'clock to 2:30. 24th and 26th, 24th to the 26th, of course, we're closed. 27th to the 29th, 8:30 through to 5 o'clock. Saturday the 30th, 9 o'clock. So, is that Christmas? No, it's not really, is it? It's New Year's Eve-ish. Why are we closing early then on that day? 9 o'clock till 2:30. And then the 31st of December to the 1st of January, we're closed all day. It must fall on funny days. Tuesday the 2nd of January, open as usual, 8:30 through to 5 o'clock. There it is there. So you can pause that and actually work it out yourselves. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. See you next year. Bye-bye.